1:59 p.m. BBL. Baseball. I don't know what you mean by that. BBL. What's BBL? This is Donald BlomBall, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles, coming to you live with episode number 44. 44. Hall of Fame Friday. Alexander J. Cartwright. Not Alexander J. Cartwright. I edited this. That was last week. oɾ‌lando Manuel Cepeda is supposed to be. What the? Oh my word. I'm getting so upset with StreamYards here. I'm going to get on the phone with these people and find out what is going on. It's there. You know what? Let me see if it will let me edit that. Let me see. Let me fix something as we get people showing up here. Why is it doing that? Oh, okay. I see what I did. I see what I forgot to do. Okay. It should show up right now, I hope. I forgot to actually edit the title. Okay. Try and see if it'll go back in there now. Shaw Racing collects. Hey, Don. Shaw Racing collects. Hey, and how are you today, Don? I am doing good. And boom, boom, boom. You got your 3 entries today. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Boom Slang got in here first. Boom Slang, are you still hanging out? Chat something really quick 2 more times so you can get your 3 free entries. Boom Slang. Lockin' 99's in the house. So we got Boom Slang at 1, Shaw Racing with 3. Lockin' 99. With 1 so far. Boom Slang. There's Boom Slang with his second one. Shaw Racing. Lockin' 99. Shaw Racing's got his 3 plus, but you get 3 freebies. Lockin' 99. 1, 2 for Lockin' 99, 2 for Boom Slang, 3 for Boom Slang. There we go. 1 more there, Lockin', and you'll get in with your 3 freebies. Boom Slang, I'm here. Lockin' 99. Chat something really quick before we hit 205. Chat something quick before we hit 205. Okay. I hit the save button, so hopefully, if not, I can do like I did yesterday and just change the name of the stream. I don't know if it updated it or not. Did it look like it updated the title? Let me go back into... Oh, come on. Stay there when you go back to the screen. Okay, we've got almost 205, almost 205. Lock-in is 1, 2, 3. All right, so all the early birds got their 3 free entries. Somebody summoned the Bipster. Yeah, I don't know where he's at. He knew I was going live. He knows what time I go live. I talk to him on the phone sometimes every day, at least once. Okay, there we go. It is updated, I see there. Yes, it updated. There we go. Yep, I see it now to myself. So, let me get the closed captioning turned off here. Let me get back here. Do a refresh. Get all the freebies logged into the Wheel of Names. And then we will get ready to get going there. There we go. I think I got that. We got 6 watching, 3 thumbs up. All right, let's see if we can get 6 thumbs up. There's 6 people watching at least. Chuck the Priest Sports Cards is in the house. How you doing, Chuck? Thanks for popping into the stream here. Let me go to my Wheel of Names here and get, let's see, who do we got here? Boomslang. I think this is your first time this month there, Boomslang. I believe. Yep. Let me get Boomslang in here. All right, let's get Lock in 99. Get Lock in 99 in here. All right, and then we will get Shaw Racing. All right, let's see. Let me just go back and copy it. It'll be easier than typing the whole thing in there. Shaw Racing collects. Let me get your 3 entries in here. All right, go back to the Wheel of Names. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. All right, so we have now 47. Let me cross these off. They are recorded on the Wheel of Names. Let me put my list of paper over here. Okay, we are going to go through Oɾlando Manuel Cepeda Pennes, or Oɾlando Cepedas. Let me get over here real quick. Get ready to rock and roll. Hopefully you guys can see this. Santa Cam is... Oh, you guys are probably wondering where I'm at. I'm here. Sorry about that. Nobody reminded me that you couldn't see me. Sorry, I put a piece of tape over my webcam so that when I'm not online, I don't want people spying on me. Believe it or not, there are times when I use my computer that my green light comes on and I'm like, I didn't turn on my webcam. So I use a piece of painter's tape to cover up the camera when I'm not in use. When I don't want them to see what I'm doing on the bottom here, I can put on my little lens cover on my main camera. So that's an easy part. That has a little cover on the webcam up on top. The one up there. The one up there. I can put a lens cover on that one, and then I put a piece of painter's tape on my iMac camera, in case you are wondering. But we will be doing, they say it's pronounced Oɾlando Cepeda. Cepeda. So I'll say Oɾlando Cepeda, as per my reference sources. But we will be doing that. What I'll do is I'm going to scooch this down. I'll put the postcard up here, and then we'll put a couple of his baseball cards that I have in my small collection of Oɾlando Cepeda baseball cards in my Hall of Fame sort. Okay. You got the spins. Yeah, I see that. My computer is not showing that. Hold on. It's showing live. Why did it start over again? Why did the counter start over again? Looks like we are back to being fresh again. Now it shows I've only been live for a few seconds. I don't know what's going on there. We'll figure out what happens at the end. Are we still spinning out there? Are we okay now? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we're okay now. So let me get in here and we will go through oɾ'lando Cepeda's biography for the Hall of Fame as we continue through our Hall of Fame series. So oɾ'lando Manuel Cepeda Pennes, born September 17, 1937, nicknamed the Baby Bull, and Peruchin, is a Puerto Rican former Major League Baseball first baseman and a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The 1958 National League Rookie of the Year, Septa was voted the National League Most Valuable Player in 1967, the year that his team, the St. Louis Cardinals, won the World Series. Overall, he appeared in 3 World Series. Sorry. And was the first winner of the American League's Outstanding Designated Hitter Award, and in 1973. He batted .300 or better 9 times in the 14 seasons he appeared in over 100 games, much of that played in what is now called the second Deadball Era. Septa was born to a poor family. His father, Pedro Perucho Cepeda, was also a baseball player in Puerto Rico, which influenced Cepeda's interest in the sport from a young age. His first contact with professional baseball was as a bat boy for the Santurce Crabbers of Puerto Rico. Pedro Zarilla, the team's owner, persuaded Cepeda's family to let him attend a New York Giants tryout. He played for several minor league baseball teams before attracting the interest of the Giants, who had just moved to San Francisco. During a 17 career, he played with the San Francisco Giants from 1958 to 1966, the St. Louis Cardinals from 1966 to 68, the Atlanta Braves from 69 to 72, the Oakland Athletics in 1972, the Boston Red Sox in 1973, and the Kansas City Royals in 1974. Septa was selected to play in 11 Major League Baseball All-Star games during his career, becoming the first player from Puerto Rico to start one. In 1978, Septa was sentenced to 5 years in prison on drug possession charges, of which he served 10 months in prison and the rest on probation. In 1987, Septa was contracted by the San Francisco Giants to work as a scout and goodwill ambassador. In 1999, Septa was inducted into the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. Right? So that first card, of course, was from my Hall of Fame postcard collection, in case you're wondering on that one. Our first card we got here is oɾ'lando Cepeda from a play ball card from Upper Deck. This one I believe is... Sorry, I need to use my cheater lens. (2003) Upper Deck. And then we've got another Upper Deck card here, oɾ'lando Cepeda, from a 2005 Upper Deck product. All right, as far as his early life, oɾ'lando Cepeda was born in Ponce, Puerto Rico, to Pedro Anibal Cepeda, 1905-6 through 1955. Okay, What's that? I got spins. I refreshed. It's okay now. Let me do a refresh on the chat so I know where I left off. And let me get a sip of water here real quick. I'm going to keep that there. Oh yeah, by the way, we will do this left behind box, 80 baseball cards in a 1-pack. Of course, it's a repack. It's a BlomBall box. We got 3 more to do before Christmas. We got 3 more Fridays before Christmas after today, the 10th, the 17th, and Christmas Eve. Okay, so that is where we stand. And when I do open up this box, do me a favor and remind me to open up the pack that comes in here, the repacked pack from Blake, Left Behind Times. I neglected to do that, so I did it off camera last time. Sorry, it's my fault. Blake even said when he watched the replay, he said, "You forgot to open the pack." I know. I'll slap myself around a couple times. As far as early life, Oɾlando Cepeda was born in Ponce, Puerto Rico, to Pedro Anibal Cepeda, 1905/6. I guess they didn't know for sure when he was born for sure, and passed away in 1955, so he's only about 50 years old. 49 or 50, depending on what year he was actually born. And Carmen Pennes. The family was poor and lived in wood houses without a telephone or a refrigerator. His father was a professional baseball player in Puerto Rico, where he was known as Perucho and the Bull, and was widely considered one of the best players of his generation. Oɾlando was thus known as the Baby Bull. Septa saw his father play baseball for the first time in 1946 and was instantly interested in the game. Because he was black and the bulk of his career he played before Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color line, Perucho Septa could not play in the major leagues. Several players from the Negro Leagues visited their house, which influenced his view of the sport. He became a fan of Minnie Minoso. Following his career in the Cuban League, Negro Leagues, Major League Baseball, and the Caribbean League. When he was 10 years old, Septa began to sell newspapers in order to participate in baseball tournaments organized for the paper boys. His first tryout came 3 years later. He practiced with the team for 3 months, but did not make the roster. Septa then began playing basketball, but he tore a knee cartilage and underwent surgery. The injury kept him inactive for nearly a year, and the doctor recommended that he avoid practicing basketball. He began practicing baseball again, noticing that his physical strength had significantly improved in 2 years. One day, an amateur baseball player saw him play and recruited him to play with his team. The organization won Puerto Rico's amateur championship and went on to play against the All-Star team from the Dominican Republic. Pedro Zarilla, then owner of the Santurce Crabbers, attended this game to scout another player, but after seeing Septa play, he became interested in him. In 1953, Zarilla brought him onto the team to work as a bat boy. After retiring, Pedro Sepeda worked for the government, checking the water of rivers in the municipality. He contracted malaria, which eventually precipitated his death at the age of 49. His illness worsened the family's living conditions. They moved from Cuyama to Juncos, where their financial condition deteriorated. They moved again, this time to San Juan, where his mother worked odd jobs to support the family. After his father's death, there was not sufficient income in the house to pay for college. Okay, then here we have an Oɾlando Cepeda from his induction Cooperstown in the 2013 Panini set. And then next here we've got is an oɾ'lando Cepeda with the Giants from a 2012 Topps Gypsy Queen. Okay. As far as his baseball career in the minor leagues, in 1955, Zarilla persuaded Cepeda's family to purchase an airplane ticket so that he could participate in a New York Giants tryout. After passing the tryout, he was assigned by the Giants to Santursville, a Class D team. Cepeda was subsequently transferred to a team in Salem, Virginia, where he had trouble adapting because he did not speak English. He also encountered discrimination due to racial segregation under the Jim Crow laws. Shortly after this move, Zarilla called to inform him that his father was in critical condition. Pedro Cepeda died a few days later, and oɾ'lando paid the burial expenses and returned to Salem. Cepeda was depressed, which affected his performance. He wanted to quit and return to Puerto Rico, but Zarilla convinced him to play for the Kokomo Giants, a team in the Mississippi-Ohio Valley League. Walt Dixon, the team's manager, assigned him to the third baseman position. Cepeda batted in the cleanup spot, finishing with a .393 average, hitting 21 home runs and 91 runs batted in. Jim Tobin, who owned his contract, noticed his potential and sold his players' rights back to the New York Giants. After a visit to Puerto Rico, Cepeda returned to New York before being sent to play with St. Cloud in Class C. The team reassigned him to play first base. Cepeda adapted to the change quickly. In that year, he won the Northern League Triple Crown, finishing with an average of .355 with 112 RBIs and 26 home runs. Jack Schwartz promoted him to Class B, a decision that he protested, noting that players with worse performance were being sent to AA. Following a solid season in Class A, Cepeda played for the Crabbers in the Puerto Rico Professional Baseball League, LBPPR, during the winter, concluding with a batting average of .310 with 11 home runs and 40 RBIs. He then signed a Class A contract with Springfield, accepting it on condition that he be allowed to play with the Minneapolis Millers in spring training. Cepeda had a slow start, but his performance improved as the season advanced, and the league retained him in their roster. After completing the 1957 season with the Millers, he returned to Puerto Rico and played in the LBPPR. While he was playing with Santurce, Bill Rigney, Horace Stoneham, and Tom Sheehan scouted him on behalf of the Giants, who had just moved from New York to San Francisco. He was invited to the team's spring training along with other prospects, including Philippe Alou and Willie Kirkland. Okay. So let's see, we'll do one more card. I don't have a whole lot of cards. 1966 Topps Baseball Flashbacks. Welcome to St. Louis. This is from a 2015 throwback top set. Okay. We've got one more card after that. So San Francisco Giants. Here we go with the San Francisco Giants, where he did spend a bulk of his career for about 8 years or so, it looks like. Cepeda was called up by the San Francisco Giants in 1958. His 13 home runs for the season through May 31st, 1958 are tied with those of Jock Peterson, 2015, for the second most by a National League rookie through the end of May in baseball history, behind Albert Pujols with 16 in 2001. He signed his first major league contract 10 minutes before debuting in the league, earning $7,000 for the season. In San Francisco, the team received significant media attention due to his performance. The team raised his salary to $9,500 in June. During this season, Cepeda lived with Ruben Gomez, but stopped doing so after some tension developed between them. His average remained steady throughout the season, never falling below 305, which was his average in September. The Giants held the National League's lead for a month, but their record in August and September was below 500, and the Giants finished in third place with a record of 80-74, 4 games behind the Pittsburgh Pirates and 12 behind the Milwaukee Braves, who thus won their second consecutive National League pennant. In his first season, Septa batted .312 with 25 home runs, 96 RBIs, and a National League leading 38 doubles. Septa and Willie Mays were the only National League players to finish the season ranked among the leaders in hits, home runs, runs batted in, batting average, runs scored, and stolen bases. He was unanimously selected the National League Rookie of the Year, becoming the second player after Frank Robinson in 1956 to receive a unanimous vote. He was also selected the most valuable Giant in a poll conducted by the San Francisco Examiner on September 28, 1958. The publication presented him with a plaque for his recognition. After the season concluded, Septa used his salary to buy a new house for his mother. That year, he won a LBPPR batting title with an average of .362, while the Santurce won the league's championship. The Giants offered him a $12,000 contract, which he refused, asking for $20,000. After negotiations, the parties settled on $17,000. In 1959, Septa reported to spring training with more confidence than the year before. He opened the season hitting in 9 straight games with 15 hits in his first 35 at-bats. After experiencing a brief slump during the latter half of May, Septa recovered, hitting 12 home runs by June 4, 1959. He was selected as a starter in both All-Star games during the season. Septa was briefly moved to third base to open a spot for Willie McCovey in the starting lineup, but was moved to the outfield after committing errors in the position. He hit 6 home runs between August and September. The Giants remained in the race for the National League's pennant during the latter part of the season, but were eliminated from competition after losing a series against the Dodgers, eventually finishing third. Septa led his team in batting average at .317 and RBIs with 105. In 1959, Septa reported to spring training with more confidence than ever of the year before. He opened the season hitting 9 straight games with 15 hits in his first 35 at-bats. After experiencing a brief slump in the latter half of May, Septa recovered, hitting 12 home runs by June 4th. He was selected as a starter in both All-Star games during the season. Septa was briefly moved to the third base to open a spot for Willie McCovey in the starting lineup, but was moved to the outfield after committing errors in the position. He hit 6 home runs between August and September. The Giants remained in the race for the National League's pennant during the latter part of the season, but were eliminated from competition after losing a series against the Dodgers. Eventually finishing third, Septa led the team in batting average, .317, and RBIs with 105. Septa subsequently moved from Daly City to Sunset District, seeking a house within the city. In 1960, the Giants moved him back to first base after McCovey was sent to the minor leagues. Septa finished with an average of .297 with 24 home runs and 96 RBIs. He moved twice this year, first to the 19th and Pacheco, and then to 48th and Pacheco, where he and McCovey bought a building next to the ocean on December 3, 1960. Septa married Annie Pino, in a ceremony that took place in a small church of San Juan. This was followed by a large reception at the San Juan Hilton Hotel. After the ceremonies, the couple moved to the building at 48th and Pacheco. Up in the chat. Hey Donald, the holiday megas are live again on Walmart. Oh, wow, really? Not a fan of this year's holiday cards. There's too much going on. They're too busy. Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't seen any. I might be having some special boxes come in, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Some of my Facebook followings have said they were going to send me some things for Christmas, but I'll wait to see if they show up before I announce anything in the channel. But I believe one of them had said too that somebody might send one of the new holiday mega boxes. So we will see what happens for sure. Donald BlomBall for 2024. John, looks like Limit 1 was able to get 2 last night. Oh, there you go. You were able to sneak 2 out last night, huh? But you have to do 2 separate orders? You only do 1 at a time? All right. Let me refresh the chat here so I know where I left off. All right. So in 1961, Septa had what he considers the best statistics of his career. He led the league in RBIs with 142, home runs with 46, and at-bats per home run, 7.9. He was once again selected to play in the All-Star Game starting lineup. The Giants led the National League in runs scored, while the pitching staff had a collective earned run average of 3.77. The team finished in 3rd place in the National League, and Septa finished 2nd in the most valuable player voting after Frank Robinson. After the season, Septa, who at the moment was earning $30,000, asked for a $20,000 raise based on his performance. The general manager believed that he was making too much money for a 4th-year player, and the negotiations continued until the final salary of $46,000 was settled on. The 1962 Giants were an improved team. They constantly rivaled the Dodgers for the league lead. Several players from the team, including Septa, participated in the All-Star games. Finishing tied with the Dodgers, the Giants played against them in a playoff series to determine the National League champion. They won the best of 3 series 2-1. Team thus advanced to the World Series to face the New York Yankees. New York won in a 7-game series. Septa batted .306 with 35 home runs and 114 RBIs. In 1961 and 1962, Septa had strong years. However, he had serious problems with the team's manager, Alvin Dark, to the point of almost skipping some games. Among the things that Dark did after being named manager was to order the Latin American players to stop speaking Spanish in the clubhouse. Septa immediately confronted him. After this, Dark avoided summoning the Hispanic players to any team meeting. During the winter, Septa returned to the LBPPR, where he suffered a knee injury while training. In 1963, he played the entire MLB season with the injury, not informing the Giants out of concern for his spot in the roster. He was in constant pain, but was in the race for a batting title along with Roberto Clemente, Dick Groat, and Tommy Davis. Eventually finishing 5th, his batting average was .316 with 34 home runs and 97 RBIs. In 1964, San Francisco remained in the pennant race until the last week, when the St. Louis Cardinals defeated the New York Mets to secure the flag. Septa led the team in batting average with .304 and a slugging percentage of .539. Septa attended the 1965 spring training, having limited participation. One of his friends, who was from Mexico, brought in a jar with alcohol and cannabis to reduce the pain, noting that it was an old Mexican remedy. Noticing this, a clubhouse employee offered to bring him a cannabis joint, which he accepted. After this event, he consumed the drug regularly in order to relax. After experiencing swelling in the knee during the first games of the season, a group of doctors recommended him to stop playing. However, Septa refused to do so since baseball was his main source of income. He received treatment from Jenny Soloviev, a Russian doctor who implemented a weight and exercise regimen. He returned to action but only had 34 at-bats with an average of 176 and only one home run. He returned to Puerto Rico, undergoing further physical therapy in the off-season. Septa also bought a house in Diamond Heights, while his wife was pregnant with their son. oɾ'lando Jr., after overcoming the injury, attended 1965's 66's spring training. However, he was not placed in the team's starting lineup in the middle of a series. Septa was informed that he had been traded to the St. Louis Cardinals for pitcher Ray Sadecki. All right. Just one order. Okay. Yeah, finally, something we can buy in Canada. Usually only blasters on shelf availability, and have to order the rest from Tops or LCSs. All right, and then, of course, our last card here is a tribute 1999 Ultimate Victory card with the San Francisco Giants. And this is from a 1999 Upper Deck Tribute card. For our last one in the Manuel Cepeda baseball cards. Next, he went to the St. Louis Cardinals in 1966 to 1968. The Giants were playing a series against the Cardinals in St. Louis at the time of the trade, so Septa joined the team in the city. Bob Howsam, the team's general manager, was interested in him because the team had offensive problems. After the trade, the team granted him a new contract for $53,000. With the help of Harry Carey, the Cardinals announcer, Septa moved to a house in Olivet, Missouri. The team finished in 6th place with a record of 83-79, and he finished his first season with the Cardinals playing 123 games with an average of .303 and was named the National League Comeback Player of the Year. In 1967, the Cardinals entered the season with analysis giving him odds of 12-1 of winning the pennant. Septa began the season strongly, at one point driving in 7 runs in a single game. The team promoted offensive performance by fining any player who left teammates on base $1. The money was used to pay for the postseason party. The Cardinals contended in the early league standings with the Cubs, but the team took control of the National League pennant race as the season progressed. Septa's offense remained stable, finishing June as the league's leader in doubles. He played his 11th All-Star game, which the National League won 2-1. Septa was named National League Player of the Month for the only time in his career in August, when he batted .352 with 5 home runs and 25 RBIs. The Cardinals won the pennant by 10.5 games, 101-60, and defeated the Boston Red Sox in 7 games to win the World Series. Septa concluded the season hitting .325, 21-game winning hits, and with a league-leading 111 RBIs. He was named the National League Most Valuable Player. Septa was the second National League player after Carl Hubble to win the award unanimously. He, Albert Pujols, Frank Robinson, and Mike Trout are also the only players in baseball history to win Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player awards unanimously. Septa was the first Latin player to win the home run and RBI titles. In 1968, the Cardinals were considered the strongest teams in the majors. The Cardinals won the pennant for a second straight year, and this time by a 9-game margin. The Detroit Tigers won the American League pennant by 12 games. Septa, who had a low average in 1967 World Series, hit a home run that gave Cardinals a 2-1 lead. The Tigers, however, won 3 of the next 4 years of his career as a regular player, finishing with an average of .248 with 16 home runs and 73 RBIs, scoring career lows in all 3 statistics. He reported late to spring training in 1969, not showing up until one day before the Cardinals' first exhibition game. Just before the season started, the Cardinals traded him to the Atlanta Braves in exchange for Joe Torre. Get a sip of water here real quick. Crossover Paranormal Society. How you doing, everybody? Glad you popped into the stream here. 2 Fanatics Vintage Collectibles. Am I late? I took a long nap. Just woke up. Seʻpeða should have been a Hall of Famer many years before he was. There we go. All right, let me get a sip of water real quick here, and we'll continue on here with late in his career. Late career. The trade took Seʻpeða by surprise after learning that his new team was the Braves. He considered retirement but decided against it after discussing it with his wife. Seʻpeða moved to Atlanta with uncertainty, wondering if the effort of the Jim Crow laws was still present, but his concerns disappeared once they settled. Seʻpeða attended the 1969 spring training on West Palm Beach, being welcomed to the team by Hank Aaron. This marked the first time that baseball's postseason had the best-of-5 game playoffs. The Braves won the National League West with a record of 93-69 before losing to the New York Mets in the playoffs. Seʻpeða compiled a season average of .257 with 22 home runs and 88 RBIs. In 1970, Rico Carty of the Braves led the league in average, while Seʻpeða and Aaron each drove in more than 100 runs. However, the team's pitching was ineffective, and the team finished in 4th place in the division. Seʻpeða finished with an average .305, 34 home runs, and 111 RBIs. In 1971, Seʻpeða began the season with a solid offensive, hitting 10 home runs before May was over. However, he re-injured one of his knees in his house. The Braves' physician administered a shot, but that proved ineffective. Seʻpedā was attended by Dr. Funk, the Atlanta Falcons' orthopedist. After running tests and examining x-rays, he determined that the injury was serious. Because of this, Seʻpedā began playing part-time. His batting average declined, and he only hit 5 more home runs on the season. In September, Seʻpedā traveled to New York, where he underwent surgery, returning to Puerto Rico to recover during the winter. In 1972, he began playing while still feeling pain. On May 6, 1972, Seʻpedā hit 2 home runs against Houston. During this time, Paul Richards had been placed by Eddie Robinson as the team general manager. Robinson did not assign treatment for Seʻpeda's leg, eventually deciding to trade him. In July, Seʻpedā was traded to the Oakland Athletics for Denny McLain. After playing for a week, he was hospitalized and underwent a second surgery on his injured knee. Seʻpedā remained in Oakland for 3 months before returning to Puerto Rico. Upon arriving, he received a telegram from Charlie Finley, the Athletics owner, telling him that if he did not respond within 3 days, he would be released from the contract. Septa decided not to call, intending to retire from baseball. In 1973, the American League established the designated hitter role. Hoping to improve attendance, the Boston Red Sox contacted him, telling them that his role with the team only required batting. Septa became the first player to sign a contract to exclusively play as a designated hitter. His first hit with the team was a walk-off home run to beat the New York Yankees. Septa had an average of .289 with 20 home runs and 86 RBIs and 550 at-bats. He also named Designated Hitter of the Year. Septa's 20th home run established a major league record, making him the first player to hit 20 or more home runs with 4 different teams. He went to Puerto Rico and prepared to play in the 1974 season, but the team decided to release him and Luis Aparicio during spring training. After briefly playing in Mexico, he was offered a contract by the Kansas City Royals. His last season, Septa had 107 at-bats, batting .215 with 1 home run. Septa was the second player from Puerto Rico to win a Triple Crown in minor league baseball, doing so in 1956 with a batting average of .355, 26 home runs, and 12 RBIs. He was selected as an All-Star 7 times, appearing in 11 games, 1959 to 1964 and 1967. He was the first Puerto Rican to start in an All-Star game and to be selected in 2 positions, serving as a first baseman and left fielder. His lifetime numbers in the Puerto Rican Professional Baseball League are .325 batting average, 5th place, 89 home runs, 340 runs batted in, and 544 slugging, 2nd place, and only Puerto Rican with 500 plus. He batted 300 plus 11 times, and the most in league history. All right, and then as far as his retirement, what do we got here? Too Fanatic, hello, Matt. Matt Carter, hello, everyone. Jeff Nickel, hey, y'all. And then Faith, Family, and Sports says, hello, everyone. Oh, just as an announcement, too, all my Patreon packages went out today. All my prizes that were won from the September, October, November giveaway, the 7 different people. Actually, I think it was 5 different people. There were 2 that won 2 prizes. 2 Fanatics Vintage Collectibles had 2, and Faith, Family, and Sports had 2 wins. So there was 5 total winners out of the 7 prizes. And then, of course, Big Ray, Marks, August win that he got, and then his September, October, November prize. He did win a prize in that one too, along with his Patreon for November and December. So everything has been shipped out, in case you're wondering. So as far as in his retirement, divorce, second marriage, conviction, and conversion, Septa tried a comeback in the LBPPR, but noticed that his body couldn't perform well, opting to retire instead. After retiring, he began experiencing several personal problems. He and Pino divorced in 1973. After the couple separated, he met Naida Fernandez, who was from Carolina, Puerto Rico. The couple married in 1975 and have 2 children together, Malcolm and Allie. Septa also has 2 other sons, Oɾlando Cepeda Jr. and Carl Cepeda. Later that year, Septa traveled to Colombia to direct a baseball clinic. And once there, he met a group of drug dealers who convinced him to put bags containing 5 pounds of cannabis in 2 boxes containing handmade clothing. Cepeda had continued to use cannabis since 1965. He returned to Puerto Rico, waiting 10 days before contacting the airport to see if the boxes had arrived. When Septa arrived to collect his cargo, he was told that he could not be released, since the shipping costs had not been covered. At that point, the 2 police officers who were aware of the package's contents instructed one of the air freight employees to give Septa the boxes with or without payment. An airport employee delivered the boxes to Sepeta's car. Once Sepeta returned to his vehicle, he was arrested and charged with drug possession. While on trial for that charge, Sepeta was arrested a second time after a man alleged that Sepeta had pointed a gun at him. A third case was brought by Pino seeking an increase in alimony and child support payments. In 1978, after 3 days at trial, Sepeta was declared guilty of the drug possession charges and sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment. Sepeta served 10 months in jail and the balance of his sentence on probation. Following his release, a district attorney in Puerto Rico told the prison's warden that if Sepeta returned, the mafia would likely attempt to kill him, leading to Sepeta's assignment to a halfway house in Philadelphia. After completing that program, Sepeta coached the LBPPR team in Baseman, Puerto Rico, and was later hired as a scout by the Chicago White Sox. In 1981, the team assigned him to work as a roving instructor with one of the minor league baseball clubs in Lynn, Massachusetts. Roland Hemond released him later that year, and he briefly worked as the Crabbers coach. Septa began practicing Nichiren Buddhism as a member of the Buddhist Association, Soka Gakki International, in 1983. 1 year later, he moved to Los Angeles and rented an apartment in Burbank. During this time frame, his relationship with Fernandez deteriorated. She eventually left the house and returned to Puerto Rico with Malcolm and Allie and filed a divorce suit. A friend introduced Septa to Marion Ortiz, whom he eventually married. Returned to the Giants and community work. In 1987, Max Shapiro asked him to substitute for McCovey in a fantasy baseball camp in San Francisco, and although reluctant at first, he accepted. Here he met and befriended publisher Lawrence Hyman, who introduced Septa to San Francisco Giants staff members and encouraged him to write to Al Rosen. After initially receiving no response, eventually Patrick G. Gallagher called to tell Septa that Rosen wanted to hire him as a scout. Septa worked in the Dominican Republic, Mexico, and other Latin American countries during his first year, after which the Giants placed him on full-time payroll. Septa later worked as a goodwill ambassador for the Giants, attending activities in schools, hospitals, and community centers, and he represented the Giants in programs aimed at Latin America communities. Having joined the Soka Gakki International, he also participated in activities for Puerto Rican communities in New York. Septa threw the honorary first pitch for the third game of the 1989 National League Championship Series, and also for a regular season game between the Giants and Dodgers on September 17, 1997, his 60th birthday. Septa has his own concession stand at the New York Giants Stadium, which opened in 2000, now called Oracle Park. Among the offerings at Oɾlândo's Caribbean Barbecue is the Caribbean Cha-Cha Bowl, in reference to his nickname for his taste for jazz and Latin music. In 2006, the Society for American Baseball Research approved a chapter for Puerto Rico, the first in Latin America, and named the chapter in honor of Septa. In 2008, a 9-foot bronze sculpture of Septa in a Giants uniform of the early 1960s was unveiled at a new ballpark. Septa is only the fourth Giant to be honored with such a statue, following Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Juan Marco. On September the 16th, 2017, the day before his 80th birthday, he attended a birthday celebration at Oracle Park where the Giants honored him, including distributing statuettes of him to the first 20,000 fans at the game. Next, his induction to the Hall of Fame. By the early 1990s, when his time of eligibility for the Baseball Hall of Fame was beginning to run out, many Puerto Ricans, celebrities, and ordinary citizens alike began to campaign for his induction. Some international celebrities and former teammates also joined the campaign in 1994. His last year of eligibility by voting, he came within 7 votes of being elected. In 1999, he was elected by the Hall's Veterans Committee, joining Roberto Clemente and the only other Puerto Rican in Cooperstown. He has since been joined by Roberto Alomar, Ivan Rodriguez, and Edgar Martinez. Septa belongs to 14 Halls of Fame, the most by any Puerto Rican athlete. Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame in 1990, Puerto Rico Baseball Hall of Fame 1991, Laredo Latin America International Sports Hall of Fame 1995, Santurce Hall of Fame 1997, Puerto Rico Sports Hall of Fame 1993, Baseball Hall of Fame Cooperstown 1999, Missouri Sports Hall of Fame 2000, Guayama Hall of Fame 2000, Ponce Hall of Fame 2001, Catano Hall of Fame 2002, the Hispanic Heritage Baseball Museum 2002, African American Ethic Sports Hall of Fame 2007, and the San Francisco Giants Hall of Fame 2008, and Latin American Baseball Hall of Fame in 2010. And then as far as his health, Septa was hospitalized in February 2018 after a fall. Septa suffered what is called a cardiac episode and head injury, and a stroke after falling in a parking lot at a Rancho Solano golf course complex in Fairfield, California. He was hospitalized for several months before being released. In 2020, Septa sued his daughter-in-law, alleging elder financial abuse, fraud, negligence in handling his finances after he granted her power of attorney in 2018, and infliction of emotional distress. Is humanitarian and additional recognition. Septa has been recognized nationally for his humanitarian efforts as an ambassador for baseball. He served as an honorary spokesman for Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. In 2001, he won the Ernie Banks Positive Image Lifetime Achievement Award. The citation for the award reads in part, "The legacy he is leaving is an impressive one indeed. He commitment to community service includes credentials for a humanitarian Hall of Fame. He is now recognized nationally for his humanitarian efforts as an ambassador for the baseball and San Francisco Giants." It goes on to list many of his national and community contributions, including his regular visits to inner-city schools throughout the country in conjunction with HOF, helping other people excel. Each December, oɾ'lando tours as part of the Giants' Christmas Caravan, visiting hospitals, schools, and youth groups, including the UC San Francisco Medical Center Pediatric Cancer Ward. He is a participant in Athletes Against AIDS. He is also a public speaker for the Omega Boys and Girls Club, counseling at-risk children in the San Francisco community. He is revered in the local community and a local band as a song that celebrates him. The Giants retired Oɾlando Cepeda's number 30. It hangs on the facing of the upper deck in the left field corner of Oracle Park. On September 6, 2008, the Giants unveiled a statue of Sepeda next to the installation. He is the 5th Giant to be honored with a statue. The other players are Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Juan Marichal, and Gaylord Perry. In a 1976 Esquire magazine article, sports writer Harry Stein published an all-time all-star argument starter consisting of 5 ethnic baseball teams. Sepeda, a Puerto Rican, was the first baseman on Stein's Latin team. In September 2008, the San Francisco Giants added a life-size bronze statue on the 4th corner of the stadium in honor of Oɾlando Cepeda as one of the greatest Giants of all times, joining other Hall of Fame players on the other 3 corners of the stadium. These include Willie Mays, Juan Marichal, and Willie McCovey. Oɾlando Cepeda continues to be part of the Giants' front office staff and is often involved when the team's spring training activities take place. He is also recognized at Ponce's Parque de los Poncenos Lustres in the area of sports. So there you have it. Oɾlando Cepeda. We'll recap his stats in just a second here. Let me go through the chat here. Hello, Matt. Jeff Nichols in the house. Hello, everyone. Big Family in Sports. What's up, Chuck? Hello, ¿cómo está? Big Family in Sports. Not much. FFS. How about you all? Oh, I won 2? Yay, me. Thank you very much. No problem. Yeah, you have a small priority box coming your way that's filled with goodies in it. Muy bueno, Bipster. Finally got a day we can stay home and relax. Most of us anyway. X is going to a birthday party. Is that a Santa cam I see? Yes, it is. It's right there. It's keeping an eye on us. Seeing who's going to be naughty or nice in the chat. He'll be making a list, checking it twice. Going to find out who's naughty or nice. All right, let me do the recap really quick here for Oɾlando Cepeda. Let me set that in there for now. Move that up out of the way. So we had Oɾlando Cepeda, first baseman primarily throughout his career, born September 17, 1937. He's currently 84 years old, still alive. Batted right, threw right. His MLB debut was April 15, 1958. I was about 3 months before I was born. September 19, 1974 was his last MLB appearance with the Kansas City Royals. His lifetime MLB statistics: he had a .297 batting average, 2,351 hits, 379 home runs, 1,365 runs batted in. The teams he played for was the San Francisco Giants, 1958 to 66, St. Louis Cardinals, 66 to 68, Atlanta Braves, 69 to 72, Oakland Athletics, 1972, Boston Red Sox, 1973, and the Kansas City Royals, 1974. His career highlights and awards: he participated in 11 All-Star games, including 1959 through 1964 and 1967. He was a World Series champion in 1967, National League MVP 1967, National League Rookie of the Year 1958, National League Home Run Leader 1961, 2 times National League RBI Leader in 1961-1967. San Francisco Giants retired his number 30. San Francisco Giants Wall of Fame. He is a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and was inducted in 1999. via the Veterans Committee. So hopefully you all enjoyed that biography for oɾ'lando Cepeda. oɾ'lando Cepeda. Okay, so now without further ado, we've got our box opening. A BlomBall box from Left Behind Times. In case you're wondering, it is a Carefield box like Kevin does on his channel. And it is a repack. You can see by the blue tape on the bottom. Okay, so we are going to take these. I'm going to take it off nicely because I'm going to try to reuse not only the blue tape, but I'm going to use the Fairfield boxes for a project down the road here. So that's why I'm slowly opening the box here, so that these boxes can be reused, hopefully, for another project down the road, along with some other boxes that I have. Okay, so this is reusable blue tape. We'll open up the bottom here and see what we've got in here. Ooh, looks like it's a Topps Heritage. Oh, there's one more card in there. Almost missed it. That looks like a Ken Griffey Jr. Our box is empty. So I will put this all in here and set this box in my stack of open boxes from Blake. And now we got 4 boxes down, 3 more to go. Okay, so we know we do have a Griffey on the bottom. We've got an Evan White on top here. Don't forget to remind me to open up this here. I don't know, there might be more than 9 cards in there. It says 9 cards. Packs with a special insert may contain only 5 to 8 cards. So don't forget to remind me. Yep. What's that? Oɾ'lando is 3 months older than you, sir. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, no, he started playing baseball 3 years before me. He started playing baseball. He was born in, what year was he born? He was born in 1937. So yeah, he would be older than me. That's for sure. But no, he was born in 1937. He started playing baseball in April 58, 3 months before I was born. All right, so we've got a diamond debut for, this got to be a 2021 card. Oh, yeah. And then we got a D. Gordon for Miami. Got a Randy Johnson with the Braves. We got a Randy Johnson with the Seattle Mariners. We got a Omar Vizquel with the Seattle Mariners. We got the Art of Hitting Ichiro. Ooh, what's that Ichiro? Let's see. The Randy Johnson's got, let's see. Let me separate these out a little bit. Hall of Famers. Future Hall of Famers. Randy Johnson with the Braves. Omar Vizquel. Ichiro. Marco Gonzalez with the Donruss Optic with the Seattle Mariners. Kyle Seager with the Seattle Mariners. Tino Martinez, isn't that Tino Martinez? Yep, Tino Martinez Uh-oh, that little insert just fell out here. What is this one? The name Maggie was misspelled Maggie? Oh, it's supposed to be Maggie. Maggie. M-A-G-E-E. Interesting. It says, the name Maggie was misspelled M-A-G-I-E. A corrected version of the card was issued before too many error cards were printed. While other error cards have been discovered, the Maggie is by far the most valuable. We got a Wander Franco here with the Tampa Bay Rays. Fernando Tatis with the Expos. Fernando Tatis with the Padres. Boom, we got our Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. We got a Mr. Redlegs from Cincinnati. We got a Shohei Ohtani with the Angels. A Ronald Acuna Jr., outfielder for the Braves. We've got a Juan Soto with the Washington Nationals. Oh, there we go. That's a pretty cool card. A Cooperstown Hall of Fame Donruss triple play. Inside the Hall of Fame, baseball history is traced from its inception to the present through a display of over 1,000 artifacts and photos. Players, teams, individuals donate memorabilia every day. Card collectors can enjoy the enlarged Donruss Diamond Kings, which are on display. That's pretty cool. That's a 92 leaf product. Actually, that goes in a separate holdout for my Hall of Fame section. Vladimir Guerrero. Vladimir Guerrero. That's Vladdy Daddy. Isn't that Vladdy Daddy there? Yep, that's Vladdy Daddy, Vladimir Guerrero. Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson. Hall of Famer. Hank Aaron flashback, 1972. Oh, there we go. Babe Ruth card. Babe Ruth card. Uh-oh. We got a signature series. Seattle Baseball Club, Fernando Rodney. Boom, Fernando Rodney. Let me get a sleeve for this guy here. An auto for Fernando Rodney. He's the one that his trademark is shooting that arrow in the sky. Remember Fernando. Uh-oh, here we go. Ken Griffey Jr. If you can see it, it's like a hologram Ken Griffey Jr. Superstar card. This is from, what year is this? I don't even know if I have this one. 1992 Arena Holograms. That's one interesting card. I don't think I've seen that one before. So, and it doesn't, card number 5, so it would be number 5. I don't think I've seen that one. Cal Ripken Jr., Fleer 92 All-Stars. Boom, Barry Larkin. A Barry Larkin rookie card. My word there, Blake. You're just taking care of me all over the place here. Another Hall of Fame rookie card. I think I've got this one. Where's Faith found that fell out for a second there? I forgot it was the left behind box. Thought a Griffey and White. Man, this is a lucky box for Donald. There we go. We'll put, we'll put Barry Larkin. I turned it around the wrong way. I didn't pay attention to what I'm doing. There's a Barry Larkin rookie card. I'll set that one right there for now. Jake Daubert. Right, Diamond King. And we've got a Forrest Burgess. And then we've got a backwards card. Gerald Cotton for the Chicago Cubs. Why is this a backwards card? Let's see, we got an auto. Ooh, there we go. It's a short print card. Let me get this one sleeved up here real quick. Gerald Cotton. Short print card. For, is this 2020? I think it's a 2020 Heritage. 2020 Heritage. Okay, we'll leave that one here since that's a short print card. Let's see what else we got here before. Don't forget, remind me to open the pack. Then we've got Gavin Lux Future Stars card. Then we've got Bo Bichette Future Star card. Oh my word. Got a USA card. I know where I need to send this one. I already got a bunch of these that I want to keep in my collection, but this... Is Chuck still here? Is Chuck still here hiding out? Let me see. Where's Chuck? Is Chuck here? Chuck, are you listening in the background? I think I got another USA flag card for you here. We pray for the safe return of all Americans involved in Operation Desert Storm and for peace throughout the world. This will undoubtedly go Chuck's way. Alex Rodriguez with the New York Yankees. A-Rod. It's 2011. Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer. Ichiro with the Seattle Mariners. Kendry Morales with the Seattle Mariners. Hisashi Iwakuma with the Seattle Mariners. And we've got a Mike Trout with the Angels. We've got a Cal Ripken Jr. and a Ken Griffey Jr. Big plays, victory 8. What are these two card numbers? So 372 for Ken Griffey Jr. and 390 for Cal Ripken Jr. That's pretty cool there. I like that. I like that. We get this A-Rod. That's a nice red, white, and blue diamond stars. For Alex Rodriguez. Too bad he didn't have a Seattle Mariners uniform on. I'd like to hold on to that card. And the Russell Wilson. The Russell Wilson. Right. Now on to, let's see what we can find in this 2020 Topps Heritage Baseball pack, repack. Uh-oh. Taped pretty good here. Cool flag. Yeah, these, in case you're aren't familiar with these, this was in a 1991 score product. They had these USA flags. Chuck Dupree Sports Cards is trying to, I can't remember, I think he's trying to collect a whole bunch of those cards. Can't remember how many and how close he is to getting what he's trying to find in that. Let's see what we've got in here. Okay. So we got a Gene Harris. Let's see, hold on. Let me set this rookie card. Do we have any other rookie cards here for some of my Seattle Mariners? Oh, Kyle Seager. Ooh, that's Kyle Seager's second year card. Yep. All right. I'll go through these. I'm going to put the A-Rod on top here, along with the Russell Wilson there. Hisashi Iwakuma, rookie card. That up there for now. Gene Harris with the Mariners, Scott Bradley with the Mariners, Bill Swift with the Mariners, Dave Valley with the Mariners, Darnell Cole with the Mariners, Scott Bankhead with the Mariners, Eric Hansen with the Mariners, Mike Schooler, I see a pattern here, with the Mariners, Harold Reynolds with the Mariners, Jerry Reed with the Mariners, Jim Presley with the Mariners, Mike Dunn with the Mariners, Julio Diaz with the Mariners, Alvin Davis with the Mariners, Henry Cotto with the Mariners, Dave Cochran with the Mariners. See a pattern here? Jay Buhner with the Mariners, Greg Briley, Gold Cup card with the Mariners, Roger Sulkad with the Mariners, #1 draft pick, Darnell Coles with the Mariners, Mike Jackson with the Mariners, Brian Holman with the Mariners, and boom, Ken Griffey Jr. Gold Cup card with the Mariners. That gets sleeved for my Ken Griffey Jr. collection there. So those were 1990 tops. That was pretty awesome there, Blake. There we go. Dinner time. Have a great weekend, Don and everyone. Yep. You all take care. I'm going to get ready to wrap things up here myself. Don't forget, over the weekend, I will have 2 new videos uploading on Sunday and Monday. Sunday will be my next installment of Hymn Stories. And then Monday will be my next to last installment of my Yellowstone Ghost Stories. Got 2 more weeks of those, and then starting next year, we'll be doing a new Ghost Story series of Washington State Ghost Stories. Hopefully you enjoy that one when that starts up. So until then, does anyone else have any questions for me before we do sign off for today? Okay, so Shaw Racing Collects is taken off. That's a beaut. Okay, so this has been Donald BlomBall, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles, having been live to you with this Hall of Fame Friday. oɾlando, Manuel Cepeda Pennes, and the BlomBall Left Behind box, which is a Fairfield repack box. That's why I got a lot of Seattle Mariners, Hall of Famers, the nice A-Rod there, the nice autograph of Fernando Rodney, nice rookie card for Hashi Iwakuma, the Jarrell Cotton pitcher for the Cubs, short print, 637 of 999, and a Barry Larkin rookie card. That was a nice little rookie card box for sure. Russell Wilson. And as Two Fanatics Vintage Collectibles says, it's not just words, but be blessed. Y'all take care, and we will see you next Tuesday with possibly a mystery box opening. We'll see. But if not, we will do something for sure. All right? Take care. Have a wonderful weekend, and you never know. You never might know where I might show up in somebody's dream. Take care. Have a great and wonderful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday.